So I split this into two main sections. The first area is around culture, where within the organization, we're much more open to innovation and open innovation, not coming up with the answers ourselves and the solutions ourselves, but working with the market. There's also quite a big change around how we procure and some of the routes to market. And we're also much more open around horizon scanning, just understanding how changes in technology can add value to what we're trying to achieve as an organization. And then the other part is we're open to work with anyone. Whether you're a startup, whether you're from the academic world, whether you're a large corporate, an accelerator, venture capitalist, we want to work with you. So with the startups, we run a series of innovation challenges, which are now business as usual within the organization, where we set problem statements and make it easy for anyone to apply. And with some of the larger corporates, we're now working on co-creation partnerships where the public and private sector are working together to develop innovative solutions, again, to solve citywide challenges. So there's multiple ways we do this. I think, firstly, internally, we look at, have we got the right level of engagement? Do we have the right level of support within the organisation? Transport for London has thousands of people, so we want to make sure we're working with people in a collaborative way, so we have a matrix way of working. Secondly, it's about feedback from the market. If we want to work with the best market innovators across the world to deliver our open innovation strategy, we need to ask them. So we ask startups, corporates, and others to say, how are we doing? Are we easy to work with? Are we easy to innovate with? And then from there, we start looking at how many problem statements are we issuing, how many sort of ideas are being scaled, how many calls are we going out to the market with, and also how many sort of repeat businesses are taking place. Are people coming back and do they want to work with us? And fundamentally, what business value are we adding? Are we doing things better? Are we doing them safer? Are we doing them cheaper? Are we doing them quicker, etc.? Because fundamentally, any open innovation strategy should help deliver strategic business outcomes and create value for any organization. Yep. So a lot of this started with our open data work, and what we found is by releasing our open data and forming strategic partnerships with startups and some of the larger corporates, they were producing innovative products, ultimately serving our customers. So because our customer was their customer or is their customer. So we saw lots of innovation there. So as a result of the success in open data, we applied the same methodology for our open innovation activity. So we shared our problem statements to the market, and what we've seen are programs like Road Lab and Freight Lab, which have delivered real value for London. One's around reducing the adverse impact of roadworks. The other one focuses on the adverse impact of freight in our city. We've also run challenges around encouraging more people to walk in our city, and currently we're working on a bus driver fatigue one. So we've seen successes there. We've also seen successes with our Bosch partnership, which was a genuinely co-creation collaboration, where they provided some of their best R&D experts, some of their best products, and they created a lab in London. And we provided problem statements and some of our best subject matter experts and created a test bed where we formed a series of innovative products, which actually have made a real value, a difference to London. One in particular that stands out is how we have remodeled traffic signals, and as a result reduced the exposure to bad air by holding traffic back away from highly densely populated areas. And we measure that through some of Bosch's innovative products. And secondly, some of the work we've done with Daimler, Mercedes-Benz, around using IoT in cars to understand risk profiling. As a result, we can understand where we invest in some of our road safety interventions by using this data that's coming through from Daimler to ultimately make London's roads safer. I think we've never been busier. And what was interesting with COVID is it changed the way the organization operated. And we had to, in a crisis, deliver things really quickly. And COVID is a complete unknown. So as a result, the innovation team were at the core debates and providing input into how we could do things differently, how we could do things perhaps quicker, do them better, to deal with the crisis. And as a result, we were having some really interesting conversations right at the beginning. But the culture was to be agile, to come up with innovative ideas, to test them, to pivot them, to iterate, and then see if it's adding scalable value. And there's been a series of examples. One being providing real-time information when we're moving uh, key staff, doctors and nurses, to the hospital and back away from the hospital. So that was one example. And the other one was changing the way we set some of the bus layouts to keep our staff safe. So a series of examples, and as a result of the way we worked during that period, we continue to work across the organisation in the same way. Yeah, I mean, several areas come to mind. I think the first one is as we deliver our mayor's transport strategy, Vision Zero is core to that. And we have to get to zero deaths on the road network as a result of any collisions and no serious injuries either. Tragically, we had 125 deaths on London's roads network in 2019, and that was reduced to 90 last year. But we will not stop until we get to zero. So that's top of mind. Another area is the carbon and the environmental agenda, where we're looking for innovative solutions there. And also from a thematic point of view, understanding the role of immersive technologies, understanding the role of robotics and new materials. How can all those areas help us deliver our mayor's transport strategy more quickly, cheaper, and more effectively?